Back in 2007, we were on staff at a church in Chicago and got sent out to plant Restore Community Church in Kansas City. As we were planting it, we just had a dream of being a reproducing church. A friend of mine said, Troy, you can lead reproduction. That's what gets your heart beating fast. And so just coming to plant one church didn't sound like as much fun as to see how many churches we could get planted. We had really no idea that we would get a network started. We planted our church in 2008. And then a good friend of mine who had moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, to take over a leadership role at a really large church in Kansas City, he and I met, and we found that we loved smoking cigars. So the start of our network happened with two pastors getting together every Tuesday and smoking cigars. It was all driven by relationship. We had a third church where we did a pulpit swap as part of this thing we called What If the Church? And then in the middle of that one, we said, hey, wouldn't it be fun instead of just doing this pulpit? So how if our three churches came together and planted the church? Through my friend Dan Sutherland's relationship with a guy named Matt Miller down in Florida, we called him up and said, hey, you want to come to Kansas City to plant a church? They came up and did a residency at Restore for 9 months, and we planted New City Church about 13 years ago. We just started meeting monthly, the three of us. And all of a sudden, people that were church planting started calling and said, hey, I hear you like church planters. I'm thinking about planting a church. Can I come ask you some questions? And so we just started building a relationship, and this circle grew from 3 over the course of 3 years to about 20. And as it grew, we said, wow, what if we were now intentional about the network, not just receiving new church planters, but we're intentional about growing from within our families, new church planters to send out. We said, to do that, we're going to have to reproduce these networks. We ended up reproducing our one network to 2. And then a few years after that one, we reproduced another network. And then just this last fall, we reproduced our 4th network, which is on the city center of Kansas City. Now we've got somewhere around 40 or 50 churches that participate in our networks, and we're seeing all type of churches. We've got all different tribal backgrounds, but we come together based on relationships. Is Jesus first and Jesus center and the Jesus mission. And then we talk about, okay, how can we better support one another in seeing reproduction?